What's going on, you bad motherfuckers? I am on my way to hit back. And I don't have my straps, my wrist straps with me. I lost them couple couple days ago. I don't know where the fuck they are. So I'm gonna have to thug it out without them. And they're not really that necessary right now in my situation because I'm not going super heavy. I'm really just focusing on getting my forearm used to progressive amounts of weight, right? So I'm loading up a little bit of weight and then going up a little bit more after every lift just to make sure they're, over time getting used to that work. I don't want to shock it and have something wrong go, right? Have something bad happen. So, yeah. Today is going to be a little bit more chill of a back day. I know you've seen me throw around the whole stack when it comes to pull downs at certain gyms, right? I'm not saying I can go to any gym and throw around the whole stack. Well, especially right now, but I'm saying pre-injury. It's not like I could go to any pull down machine and, sorry, I hear sirens. I think they're right behind me. Oh no, they're right in front of me. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't like I could go to any pull down machine and load up the whole stack and do good reps. It was kind of like, okay, at this gym I can do it. At other gyms, maybe not. And, some weights, some stacks they vary in actual weight. Like they might say they have 260 pounds, but it's really not that. And for whatever reason, maybe the weights are made of stainless steel or some type of other, material. And sometimes it's the pulleys, because I know the more pulleys you have, the more the weight gets distributed and you don't actually pull that amount of weight. So, yeah, for whatever reason, some stacks are a little bit heavier than others. And that's fine, dude. That's fine. As long as it doesn't get to the point where you're doing the whole stack and you're like, holy shit, this is too light. And that's a problem, right? But I don't think many of us have that problem. I don't think too many of us are crazy freaks walking around here maxing out stacks on the regular. I know that's not the case for me right now. Maybe for some of you guys are fucking freaks of nature, but that's the exception. The mean is all of us, right? We have to work with the weights that are there, and most of the times they're, what am I trying to say? They are manageable. It's what we need. It's what, right? We're not playing around with the whole stack. So anyways, dude, yeah, simple plan for the day is to give it my best, try and make this lift a productive one. Not just, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to make believe I'm doing a good rehab. And in reality, I'm just fucking wasting time. Now, what would be considered a wasteful session today? I don't know. Well, 100%, if I go a little bit too heavy and I re-injure myself, that would be completely the opposite of what I'm trying to do. So that's one side of things. The other side is I go in there and I stimulate my forearm just enough, and I stimulate my back mainly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to hit back. I'm trying to work out my back. But since I know that my forearm is going to be getting a little bit of work done also, I can't go too heavy, right? So I want to kind of, slowly not slowly, but load up a little bit of weight, kind of go through the motions a little bit and see how my forearm reacts. And if it's reacting good, I'll just keep doing that with whatever amount of weight I decided is a good amount of weight, and do it for a couple sets. And hopefully in a couple back days, I'll be back to normal. And maybe today would be the day that, for whatever reason, I feel 100% ready. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I try to go a little bit heavier. But it's been about 3 weeks since that injury. I don't think it would be smart to go back to my usual typical weights. I'm talking 200 pounds plus on my pull downs. So yeah, I don't think that would be the smartest thing ever, but maybe in one back day, I mean next week, right, in 4 days, or maybe in 8 days, I'll be back to, feeling 100%. So only one way to find out, and that's to go in there today and see where I'm at. So I'll let you know what I'm thinking once I get in there. So if I learned anything from my last back day, is that I don't want to be holding any kind of, not more than a second at the bottom. Really, I don't want to hold it at all. I want to kind of just pump them out, because I find that my forearm is going under a lot of stress, unnecessary stress, when I'm holding it at the bottom. And it's already being worked enough by just, holding it and pulling down. So to add any unnecessary stress to it right now when I'm recovering, it doesn't seem smart. It doesn't seem like the right thing to do. So just a little bit faster paced. And I know last time I told you that when you're doing these, to go a little bit lighter in weight and to really try to get that mind to muscle connection. But that's only if you don't feel it already. If you already got that, you can tell you're working your lats, then obviously go up in weight, do as much weight as you can. In my situation right now, I can't go too heavy, in my recovery, in my rehab state right now, process. So that's what I have to do, man. That's what I have to do right now. So 130 pounds is not super heavy, but it's not light either. I think it's perfect for my situation right now. So I'll give it a shot. All right. So whenever you're dealing with an injury and you're actively working on recovering from it, when do you call the set? Right? That's kind of like a hard thing to tell. When do I end my set? I would tell you the smart thing to do, which is listen to your body. If you're at, let's say, for me, at around rep 15, you start to notice that your forearm is burning a little bit more than, just a noticeable amount, then it's all right to call it right there, because you don't really want to do too much work on your forearm. So, and dude, honestly, throughout that whole set, 90% of the work I was doing, I could tell it was going directly to my lats. So perfect, right? That's exactly what I want. So let me just do another one just like that. So in the past, whenever I've dealt with injuries, I've done it a little bit different, and I think I was doing it wrong, because if I remember correctly, my last injury was a quad related injury, and I didn't really do too much to actively recover from it. I was going a little bit lighter in weight. I wasn't doing too much weight. That's something I remember doing, incorporating into my workouts. But as in, outside of the gym, I wasn't, putting any rubbing creams or, massaging it. So I wasn't actively, rehabilitating my quad, which I think if you're recovering from an injury, doing something outside of the gym is definitely in your best interest. You don't want to just sleep on it and hope it gets better. So I need to do a better job with my forearm because I am not as active with my recovery, with my rehabilitation outside of the gym. So that's something I could do a better job at. But nothing I can do about that right now. All I can do is focus on this set. And I could play some music also. So rows are a little bit different than my pull downs, not just in the nature of the fucking exercise, right? But the nature that I can go a little bit heavier. I don't have that much stress in my forearm whenever I do these. I don't know why. It's just the way it plays out. But yeah, so knowing that I can go a little bit heavier in weight. Now I don't want to overdo it and go, let's say, usually I'd be playing around with like 220 pounds, 205 pounds. So I think 145 is the sweet spot right now. Just enough so that, you know, I can stimulate my back and not so much that I could possibly re-aggravate my forearm. So let's just go for it. So I'll try to explain this as good as I can. But throughout that whole set, the main part that is being worked is my upper back. And I can feel it, really. It gets to a point at around, I want to say like 3 or 4 reps before I actually call it, that my forearm is noticeably starting to hurt. So that's the point where I'm like, okay, would I benefit from doing a couple more reps or should I call it? And I think it's in my best interest to call it a little bit before, you know, my actual failure. So a couple more, definitely one more just like that. Dude, I know this is like a recovery rehab type of workout. It's not my typical workout. I don't know why my fucking breath is so, like I'm so out of breath. Like I do my cardio every fucking day, 30 minutes on the recumbent bike, no bullshit. And still, I'm over here puffing and puffing, like I'm out of fucking breath, like I just ran a marathon. I don't know what it is, but anyways, let me do one more set. Yeah, I think I'll just start right now. That was like a 2-minute talk. Dude, if you're rehabbing from an injury, you can really tell when you're using your targeted muscle. And it's really noticeable, really, really noticeable. Not only because you're going light in weight, but also because if you don't use your targeted muscle, you're gonna use all the other muscles that you don't wanna use. So in my case, for pull downs, I wanna use as much lats as I can and as minimal amount of forearm. Yeah, that's really all. I mean, bicep a little bit also, right? So if you really get your form down, your mind to muscle connection, you can really go through a lot of reps without activating either your biceps or your forearms. So that's awesome. That's exactly what I'm going for right now. And that was it for pull downs. I'm gonna do my last 2 set of rows and I might be able to show you my pump. I might not. I have to check out the posting room, see if it's too full. So I'm at the point where I have to ask myself, will any more sets, any rows or pull downs stimulate my back more than it's already stimulated? And I have to ask myself that because if the question is no, then all I'm really doing is exposing myself to further, possibilities of re-injury. And that's not something that I'm trying to do at all. So I can definitely go for more sets. Now, not not heavy sets, just enough weight to get a back activation. Because right now I can tell my forearms are, worked. Like my left forearm specifically is a little bit more tired than my right forearm. Like just a little bit more tight overall. That's what I'm using as a gauge of how worked it is. If it's a little bit more tight than this one, that's a cue for me to, you know, that's a cue to me saying you've worked your forearm enough, dude. Like any more will probably, cause you harm. So just keeping that in mind, I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. So dropping 30 pounds. No, what is that? Yeah, 30 pounds. So wait, is that 30 pounds? Yeah, 30. Okay. All right. Let's finish up this set. So honestly, I could tell you without lying to you that those last 2 reps, I could really feel them in my forearm. All the rest, the 18 or so, or however many I did, That was strictly back. Like I did not feel my forearm at all. So that's perfect. You know, perfect. Maybe you do a little bit more reps, lighter weight, but you're rehabbing your forearm while getting a back pump. So that's all I can ask for, really. That's perfect for what I'm going for. So one more, just like that. Okay. I think the posting room is in the clear, so let me go in there, scope it out. All right, let me try and run through a couple poses quickly. All right. Let's see. Oh, all right. From the back. Give it a second try for my lat spread. I think I could do better. I think I could do better. Hold up. All right. What else?
that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. So, great back day. I came in here and I did what I wanted to. Um, so, not much else to say, dude. I need to get out of here. Firstly, I need to go and do calves, and then I need to go and do my 30 minutes of cardio. So, yeah, let me get to it. I got a protein shake. Well, not a but yeah, I got 2 protein shakes, small ones. I'm gonna mix in with some packets of Quick Oats. So that'll be my little refueling until I have my dinner later tonight. So let me get to it. I'll see you tomorrow for arms.